task of governance is said to be a humongous one, as all sectors of the economy are grappling to get the attention of the center, all in bid to ensure equitable distribution of national resources for national development. After gaining our freedom from the British colonial masters 58 years ago, would you say that we have met expectations based on the potentials endowed on us by our large population, human and ecological resources? These and more we shall be looking at on Panorama today from the Lagos Network Center as we try to review Nigeria's achievements at 58. I am Hingino John Adams. Welcome to Panorama. But first, the top stories after this timeout. Thanks for being there. President Muhammadu Buhari is reassuring Nigerians that he will continue to work tirelessly towards promoting, protecting and preserving a united, prosperous and secure Nigeria, describing them as things that matter most. In a nationwide broadcast to Nigeria's 58th independence, he said developing a thriving democracy is not easy, but his administration is committed to supporting genuine initiatives aimed at addressing prevailing socio-economic challenges for a sustainable future. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Hello Nigerians, as we celebrate the 58th anniversary of our independence, we know we are on the right path. We have so much for which we should be grateful and in which we should rightly take pride.
The journey, President Muhammadu Buhari said, is not finished, as Nigeria is an ambitious nation whose citizens have every right to look to the future with confidence and optimism.
We are gradually strengthening the economy with a stable naira and falling inflation rate. We are building an economy that is moving away from over-reliance on oil. These positive developments are the result of our collective pursuit of a common vision through hard work and dedication after the missed opportunities and disappointments that followed the return to democracy.
Despite vicious and stiff resistance, the president said his administration is also making progress in the fight against corruption and recovery of stolen public funds and assets.
The shameful past practice of the brazen theft of billions of naira is no more. Shady oil deals and public contracts that were never delivered have become things of the past. Consequently, we have done more with less in infrastructural developments.
While efforts are on course in the Niger Delta to clean up polluted lands, restore homes, reestablish livelihoods, and strengthen the people's capacity to guarantee a brighter future for themselves and the country, the government is, however, worried that the age-long conflict between farmers and herders is being exploited by those seeking to plant seeds of discord and disunity amongst the people.
I must warn that the perpetrators of murder and general mayhem in the name of defending or protecting herders or farmers will face the full wrath of the law. We urge all peace-loving Nigerians to reject any simplistic portrayal of this conflict as either religious or ethnic-based.
The president paid glowing tribute to not only the nation's youth for playing a central role in Nigeria's progress and development, but also the armed forces and other security agencies who work under the most difficult conditions to keep the country safe.
As their commander-in-chief, I assure these our gallant men and women that I will continue to empower them by deepening their professionalism and providing all the necessary force multipliers and enablers required for them to prevail on the field. I am looking into all reported cases of inadequacies in relation to their entitlements, their welfare, and those of their families.
President Buhari used the forum to express concern over the misuse of new technologies to provoke passions and stir tensions in the land.
We must all rise to the responsibility of shutting out those disruptive and corrosive forces that hide in today's world of social media. Otherwise, all the progress we have made as a democracy since 1999 is at stake.
The Nigerian leader also restated his commitment to free, fair, and credible elections, saying INEC will not only remain exactly independent, but properly staffed and resourced so that Nigerians can continue to make their choices for the government that rule in their name through the ballot box. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The founder and general superintendent of the Deeper Life Christian Ministry, Pastor Williams Folorunso Kumuyi, is asking President Muhammadu Buhari to remain focused on his genuine efforts of transforming Nigeria for a sustainable future. Pastor Kumuyi stated this when he paid a solidarity visit to the president on the nation's independence anniversary celebration. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
Pastor William Kumuyi, who leads one of Nigeria's largest Pentecostal churches, delivered the sermon at the special church service marking the country's 58th independence anniversary last Sunday. He is here at the official residence of President Muhammadu Buhari to formally appreciate the government for its accomplishments so far and genuine commitment at ensuring public good and greater Nigeria at all times.
We should remain focused and courageous. Normally in leadership, we can't have everybody supporting publicly, but all the same, we have to be focused on what we know is right and move our country forward. But be assured that we're praying for you as the number one in the country, and we're praying that your tenure will be a tenure of progress and prosperity in our nation as well as peace.
President Buhari expressed appreciation to the man of God for the visit, which he described as a moral booster. The Almighty God, he said, did not make any mistake by creating over 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria and bringing everyone together. He commended Pastor Kumuyi for always preaching the gospel of peace for a stable and prosperous Nigeria.
Certainly, we have challenges in terms of trying to get people to understand us. I just sit here and agonize by the day. How can I make things move faster? But Nigeria is going at its own speed. God has given us human and material resources. All we need is to focus and try and leave something for our children and grandchildren. It's a great country. A great country, and with people like you, honestly, my morale is raised. People who really try to understand by the day and help.
Before leaving the State House, Pastor Kumuyi prayed for the nation and its leaders.
Thank you for bringing our president to be on seat at this time. We're praying that you will grant him the strength, grant him the wisdom, give him the vision and the focus to keep on working for the progress of the country. Let your presence protect him and your power be with him every time. We're believing that you are going to keep him strong to continue the great work you have put in his hand.
The founder and general superintendent of the Deeper Life Christian Ministry was accompanied by his wife, 3 other pastors of the church, and the chaplain of the Aso Villa Chapel. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
For the first time in 8 years, Eagle Square in the heart of Abuja came alive with a special parade commemorating Nigeria's 58th Independence Anniversary. President Muhammadu Buhari presided over the colorful and memorable event witnessed by 2 former heads of state, General Yakubu Gowon and General Abdulsalami Abubakar, as well as the diplomatic community in Nigeria. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
Last time an independence anniversary such as this was held here at the Eagle Square was in 2010, which left in its wake a situation of uncertainty and apprehension in the national life. This is now history, courtesy of the determination of the Buhari administration to ensuring all security challenges, especially from terrorist groups such as Boko Haram, are laid to rest. After the symbolic inspection of ceremonial guards on parade, President Muhammadu Buhari mounted the rostrum to take the salute. Colors on parade are that of the military, navy, air force. A spectacular acrobatic display by the air force and the parade of military hardwares received applause from the people.
Extremely excited about the prospects and the future of our great country. And I think that, just looking at the displays today and looking at the competence and capability of our military, there is such great hope and such great excitement. So it's a fantastic time for our country, and we're all very hopeful. We're all very expectant of a greater and much greater future for the nation.
The nation military is the pride of the nation. You need to showcase what you have and what you are capable of doing. You can see what Nigeria, we displayed today. We are capable of defending the territorial integrity of Nigeria.
In the last couple of decades, we've not paid much attention to the acquisition of military hardware to effectively be able to fight the insurgency and other forms of security challenges that we've had in the country. Now that we are acquiring more, you can see that there's relative calm in the northeast. Even the banditry in the north central and northwestern area is being checked effectively. And I believe, given a couple of months from now, we would effectively be able to deal with these challenges.
Enough cause to celebrate 58 very eventful years with our ups and downs, but at least we still remain one united country.
It's not easy being 58 years, but I think we've weathered the storm and we must give thanks to God. On our own part, I think we redouble our efforts. We are getting the required support from the government. So we must reduce the carnage on the highways. We must improve on our education, enlightenment, and advocacy.
We've heard from the leadership of this country that everything possible to ensure that the country is safe is being done, and to protect the future of our youth. And people like Samuel will continue to wave the flag of the country and be proud of this great country, Nigeria. From the Eagle Square in Abuja, it's Jide Onifade, NTA News.
As the country celebrates its 8th independence anniversary, Paul Omukago examines the gains of democratic rules.
Unlike the 29 years of military incursion into governance of the country at various times, democracy, particularly between 1999 to date, has earned the country respect globally. This was a view of a cross-section of Nigerians who highlighted the gains of democratic rule since the nation's independence. Recognition of the constitutional rights of the people, the principles of separation of powers between the executive, legislative and judicial arms of government, they explain, are pivotal to deepening democracy in the country.
There were very few universities in those days, and not many people can afford to go to universities. But now we have so many universities that people can get secondary, tertiary education. So, democratically, on the educational side, I think we have gained. Technologically, we could have done better if the money that is available had been widely used. But even then, with the money that is available, we have used, I think we have used it wisely when you look at the infrastructural development and otherwise.
Our health indices, environmental indices were better, much better than we have now. And we might begin to give excuses, irrespective of wherever you come from. I think that we're on course, but it's so difficult to get back on track immediately.
Democracy is a time where you can't rule forever. So you need to look at your performances And that is one of the gains that I see in democracy. It helps us to hold men accountable. It gives us the opportunity to say, after 4 years, can you look at your manifesto that you told us about and really show us the gains that you have established in this your tenure? And that is why I like democracy better than any other.
With democracy, I believe that if with the number of people, population that we have in Nigeria, if you continue to import, we cannot stand on our own. And they think part of it that, okay, the best way for us is to make ourselves independent by making sure that we grow most of the things that we want to eat by ourselves.
Analysts say with 58 years of independence anniversary, the country has come a long way among community of democratic nations.
To make life better for the ordinary man on the streets is all Nigerians are asking for to deepen our democracy. In Lagos, Paul Omukago, NTA News.
To talk more on Nigeria at 58 is Dr. Austin Enyanya of the Political Science Department of the University of Lagos. Doctor, you're welcome.
Good morning. You're welcome.
We've passed through various systems of government. 58 years down the lane, are we doing better now?
Well, 58 years, if you want to look at it, compared to a human being, a 58-year-old man should be a grandfather. So Nigeria, from all indication, we can also celebrate that right now there is unity. You know, the country is not divided by ethnic segregations, religious segregations, and so many things that have come across our line to destabilize the country. So we will celebrate that we've been able to keep the country together, at least, even though we have some other reservations, you know, concerning other issues of governance. We've come to celebrate our being together for 58 years.
So now what are the parameters that can be used to measure the country's achievements as we celebrate the 58th independence?
Well, there are so many criteria we can use, you know, both in the political, economic, social, and cultural realms. I think in the political realm, we have been able to now push the military out of governance. We are now having successive government, from one democratic government to another. And the country has successfully been able to put the military, you know, to respect civilian rule. And I think we have been able to achieve that. And the military is now accepting that position and not intruding into governance. That's a very good plus in our political achievement. But coming to other aspects, we are having issues. The economic aspect, we are still facing challenges. So many challenges that in the past, because of the growth of the population, because of urbanization, because of so many other issues, there are a lot for government to achieve in that realm. One, they have not been able to fix the economy because we have army of unemployed youths. Every year we turn out graduates, bringing them to the street, and even to accommodate them now in terms of entrepreneurship is becoming very, very, very difficult. And it's like an army that we don't know when they will strike. So you know, that's an area to fix. Unemployment rate is high. So many people are out of job. The industries are not getting up to full capacity utilization.
Now you're talking about utilization, industry utilization. We have exodus of technical manpower to foreign lands, among other resources that abound in Nigeria. How well have we utilized our ecological resources beyond oil and human resources?
Well, in terms of ecology, we have seen the effect of climate change on the environment and the human health, especially in the Niger Delta area, where they still have the gas flaring, they still have fossil oil burning, and so many other erosion, we have flooding, we have deforestation, issues, and that is even affecting agriculture, and they're bringing food security into question. But we've seen that the Minister of Agriculture has been trying his best to kind of make Nigerians rely on food production in Nigeria, especially rice and cereals and some other products. And I think they have been making an improvement, more than the other one where they rely solely on oil. I think that is putting the oil, trying to control our dependence on oil. But in spite of that, a lot needs to be achieved, in terms of utilizing these resources and accommodating Nigerians that are trained. Many people are leaving the country not because they are leaving them for the fun, they are leaving them because the country cannot utilize their skills and their competencies. So they find other countries willing to accept them, and that's why they're leaving. We see cases of people, even the young girls, the young boys migrating, going to Italy, going to some other things, even though we are not in a war situation. It's as a result of unemployment and, these youths losing hope on daily basis. And even when the government try to put some programs on trial, trying to accommodate the youth, in terms of entrepreneurship, giving them 30,000, and some other programs that I feel is not necessary, like feeding the children, which they have spent about 6 billion naira, which is a waste as far as I'm concerned. That 16 billion can be injected into the economy and bring in investment that will be able to employ these youths.
So now, a word for Nigerians?
Yeah, I think Nigeria at 58 should know that we have to bear that cross as the leader of Africa or giant of Africa if we want to accept that position. Number one, we have to fix the power sector. The power sector is a big challenge, and we don't know when we'll have a stable light, 24 hours. And another thing, they have to make sure the unemployment is checked, the inflation is checked, and the issue of the country banning so many things when they don't have alternative should be stopped, like auto policy.
I have to come in here because of time. Thank you for coming on the
much.
program.
Thank you.
You're still watching Panorama from the Lagos Network Center. More stories after this break. Stay with us.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerola. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Thanks for being there. The All Progressives Congress governorship primaries in Lagos State has commenced. In one of the wards in Etiosa local government area, accreditation of the party members started at 9:20 a.m. The center was calm with security personnel on ground to ensure orderliness. Some party members spoke on the conduct of the exercise so far. Details of the exercise will come your way in our subsequent bulletin. Ongoing Lagos tennis tournament at the Lagos Lawn Tennis Club. Gift George has an update on the international tennis tournament which began on Saturday.
After 2 days of qualifying rounds for the main draws of the first leg of the 2018 Lagos Open Tennis Tournament, a total of 123